look at dynamic changes within the industry and where things have been and where they're going, there's always been a lot of talk about viability of electric and how is it going to work and where is it going to work. And we believe as part of the group that electric has legs for the future, right? And so our position is that Mack Trucks really fits, is going to be in those inner city or more urban stop and go, pickup and delivery types of areas. And plenty of people and others are going to be testing the over-the-road applications and the viability there. So we thought it made a lot of sense, and we thought that the refuse market was the perfect market to test it. Set routes, closed loop, heavy stop and go, home at night to charge. And really, when you talk about the application, it's not just about powering the truck, it's all the parasitic load that goes along with it. So we are really going to be able to test the heck out of the application and the viability of this technology, that we believe when we test this and it works here, not only does it transition to other refuse companies across the country, that's technology that we can then take in some pickup and delivery applications and some regional haul applications as well, because you're going to be moving north of 70,000 pounds, stop and go, right? 80,000 pounds on a day cab, running a route, coming home at night. If you can do that with this, at north of 70,000 pounds, you can do it at 80,000 pounds with the tractor. So to us, this is a momentous step in just the adoption of full electric power being accepted as a technical solution and as a commercially viable solution within the commercial truck industry.
I love it. I love it. It's quiet, powerful, got good torque, obviously good horsepower behind that, those electric motors, and the stopping power on regen is tremendous. It's going to save us brake life for sure. We use a lot, we go through a lot of brakes, a lot of disc brakes, and using that regen, reverse regen, or degeneration, I should say, is definitely going to be a big plus for us. The only thing about it, there's nothing about it I don't like, absolutely nothing. It's smooth, it's quiet, it's got good torque. Maneuverability is the same as our regular truck, so we don't have to worry about that. But then, because there's no noise, we need to produce noise somehow for the public safety, because it's that quiet.
What makes DSNY the perfect partner for this kind of a launch?
Several factors. Number one, they're obviously very familiar with Mack Trucks, running several thousand Mack Trucks over several thousand years. We know them very well. They know us very well as well. So we've partnered very well on past experiences and past initiatives. So that's the first thing. So we knew we had a willing partner, number one, and we knew we had a partner who has the same goals when it comes to emissions that they're driving, and the city is driving to a zero emissions type of environment. Number two, when you look at the geography of New York and the boroughs, you can hit just about every kind of geography you need to hit, whether it's the hills or the city streets, the tight versus a little bit more wide open. You get extreme cold, you get extreme heat, right? You get traffic, and so it's really a great place to test, because within a confined environment, we can test numerous applications and operating parameters throughout the year without having to go without having to traverse the country to do so.
So while we're building the perfect truck, along the way, that 4 or 5 year mark, when we start getting to a point where we need big numbers, well, hopefully by that point we'll have garages that are capable of charging. And I'm even thinking about having battery packs set aside, pre-charged, so that when a battery dies, and if there's a need for it, we can just swap the battery.
Kind of plug and play.
Yeah, that's the hope. But a lot of this is, obviously there's a lot of unknowns. This is like the master plan. The hope is that it works out. Of course, it's all dependent upon how quickly this truck gets qualified.
Yeah.
And then once it's qualified, and by the way, I didn't even say this earlier, once it qualifies for house to house, we then have to qualify it for plowing.
Right.
Now there is a plan that there's another generation battery coming that will be replacing this one. And I believe that that next generation battery may possibly give us the ability to plow, the ability to stay on the road longer. Because that's more like a 12-hour shift than 6 to 8 hours normally, but if we're plowing, it's a 12-hour. And then, of course, we have to charge it, and hopefully we can charge it for 4 to 6 hours.
My last question, Rocky, is the Department of Sanitation for New York they've always been pioneering. They were one of the biggest innovators for municipal solid waste management. Do you think this is continuing on in that tradition?
Oh yeah, in a big way, of course. I mean, you know, I never expected that this would happen as quickly as it has. We've made a lot of progress with Mack, with our partners, but to get to this point is really, I'm so proud of it. It's just front page news to me.
Through the years in working with New York, when they test us on certain things, whether it's application durability, reliability, and we respond in a good way to something that works, more often than not, you're going to find that in our trucks going everywhere, because we know that it's going to work pretty much everywhere and it'll be applicable to most people. It's going to be the same with this. Once we know that we've got this tuned right from a commercially viable standpoint, and it's doing what we want it to do, and it's meeting the customer needs in a good operational way, then we know at that point it's going to be something that we can take to a broader audience and be confident that it's going to perform there.